Book of Ecclesiastes, verse 11. Also, if two lie down together, they will keep warm, but how can one keep warm alone? Everybody, this is Phil from The Eternal Balance. So, I was starting to work on more of this post-apocalyptic world. Now, I might change the name, but for now, I built the world. I'm calling it the Resolute's End. So, I was just messing around with some Chat GPT because I was doing some like solo work and solo RPG and stuff. So, sometimes, like, again, I know AI can be controversial, but I sometimes do use it. So, it's especially good if you're by yourself or something anyways. So, okay. So I do have a bunch of notes already kind of written, and I'm working on stuff as it is. But I'm just, again, probably just a video about me just kind of fleshing out some mechanics and working on some more stuff. So I still have to also decide for the channel whether I'm gonna do like a campaigns that I do solo campaigns, or I might write some stories and stuff too. But we'll see what happens, right? You know, if it's within God's will. So here it was just suggesting some ideas. It's like the cause of the apocalypse. You know, like a lot of stuff, right? And then like, you know, like survival systems. And then, like, I feel like I guess also like what's the purpose and goal of why I build this world, and you know, like why does it exist, and what's the like if I do start building up like a player base, you know, what's the purpose for them, and you know, all this stuff, right? Yeah, because I already have the two worlds. Yeah, I have the Luminous Rift and I have Eden Restored. So now I don't know how much of that knowledge I really have on here specifically already up, but I do need to go through and start building some more characters. I kind of have the idea of my main character a little bit. I think I wrote some notes here. I don't know if I have my little book here somewhere. But I mean, so the main character I kind of wanted. So I got this. I guess I kind of started working on a character, right? And I'm sure I'm not gonna fully like it, but I mean, just gotta start somewhere. I don't know if I put this in my last video or not, but I guess I was going with the name Sebastian. Maybe he's like, you know, called like Sebastian the Gregorian. Like he's rough, kind of gritty. He's a survivor. I was coming up with the idea that he works with the Resolutes. So maybe the Resolutes is like a faction or like some kind of a group of people. I was thinking that because they're trying to get into this vault, right? Like there's like some big sanctuary, big city like place. And they have there's only really one way in as far as they know. That's through this like pathway, this door, but they can't get in. So they think it's their mission and goal in life to escape this like fallen world to, you know, find this place. So the Resolute is like, you know, they're like a group of people trying to get in. I was gonna have my the main story character is called Sebastian. He was gonna maybe he was gonna start. He found his way to work with the Resolutes, and like he has his own reasons, right? So, it's an interesting idea, and usually I make a male and a female character to have them work together, or maybe go like a relationship or something too. I do put some romance and some other stuff in it too, right? I don't know. I mean, like, this world, I feel like it's kind of supposed to be like a little bit serious, but you never really know, like, half the time. I feel like there's a wide variety of different options. So I like the idea of going with Sebastian. I still have to flesh the character out more. I was thinking again, like, I don't want to box characters in too heavily, but like he could be like a melee style character, So I kind of call him like the Gregorian, like, you know, some kind of like a big, strong, like brutish character maybe. I don't know, almost like a barbarian maybe, even at times it feels like. You could fit in this world. I mean, you can always kind of make a character. Eventually, they can work their way into the story too. So now that the world's slightly getting more fleshed out, I'll have to go through and tweak and edit this stuff. But I got something going at least now, right? So I might need to flesh him out more. And I need to figure out also what is his life purpose and goal, and like where did he come from, and like what's he doing. I want to put a Christian spin on this too, right? So at least I have a character, and like I feel like I don't have to build characters to be like quote unquote like OP or like too good at what they do. They're just a person in this world, and they just exist for whatever reason, and they're like on a journey, right? So it's supposed to be a role-playing game, so like it's like kind of like, a lot of ways it resembles probably like a single-player role-playing game. Also, it can be played with like a group of people. So yeah, I got this guy. I don't really have a lot of other NPCs built. I also could I could punch some of this information into like ChatGPT here. Here, let's see here. I don't know. Sometimes I never know the best way to tell something like here. My main character, his name is Sebastian. Oh, what is that? My keyboard tells me a name. I don't know that. Oh, shoot. His name is. I don't know if I spelled that right, to be honest. Sebastian the Gregorian. Also, the idea of like a Gregorian or something. I think this is like a kind of a character idea from like a different world I had at one point. Playing with this dwarf or something, and I think he's a Gregorian as a name, so I kind of use that. Strong, well-built guy. What did I have in here in this notes? This other page. I also just have like tons of pieces of paper with notes. I could just also take a picture of it too. I guess I minused it down. The app has problems, right? It's just a machine. It doesn't have a soul, but like, help me work on my main character and concepts for the Resolutes. I guess I'll call them a faction. Obviously, I can change all this stuff and edit it, right? And like I know sometimes it feels like kind of weird to say, like I don't want to say I'm pushing a narrative. I probably am though. As I'm a Christian, I do want to put Christian themes and stuff. But I don't want to be like overly pushy about my faith, or like God's faith and what he wants and desires. But I do try to push Christian. It's a Christian RPG, right? So I kind of use like AI as like kind of like it brainstorms, it fleshes out ideas. It kind of like we can work with you. Obviously, you don't want to it doesn't have a soul, right? So it doesn't really understand or care. But I do think it can be valuable. And it can help you to see different ideas. Like, it give you 5 different ideas, and you could go through. You can look at all of them, and you can kind of be like, I like a couple things here and there, and put those in a pool, and kind of throw the rest away. And You can change whatever you want. It's just a machine, right? But it can be useful. Sorry, my throat just feels a little scratchy. Hopefully edit that out a little bit more. But I don't know. I think it's just kind of bad, crappy weather from like the fall, right? It's just it goes from like summer to fall, and kind of sometimes the weather's just like crappy out. I feel like I probably sound like awful, but it's okay. So Sebastian Gregorian, I don't know if I spelled that right. And also the AI does make mistakes periodically too. But it is interesting ideas. So no, some of these are interesting though, right? Like you never know. But oh, also by the way, okay, like I know this is just kind of like this is very like off the cuff. It's kind of the way I like to make my new content though. But sometimes I do go through and I just like I build the world. I build the world. I flesh it out. I work on all this stuff. I kind of set it up, and then I might go through and try to just play the main character a bit, and go off and do a bunch of stories and stuff. And then based off of what I do, I can use some of that as like my initial lore, rather than just try to just write it only. Like I like to play it a little bit. Because it's hard to really understand. It's hard to understand your character and whether you like or dislike, your main character, until you've like really played the character for a while. Because like it's like you can like claim you understand something of like your world, but like until you really experience it more, it's hard to understand fully. Because like I had my medieval like fantasy story, and it's like I changed the story a lot. I changed a lot of stuff in it. But it took me like multiple iterations to test it out. And the same thing with my like science fiction. Like it kind of like I feel like you have to play it out and work on and kind of like go through all this crap, like, sift through a pile of crap, right, until you find like until you make it like good enough that like that you can be content and happy. So So right now, I guess, like, I don't know how long these videos are. Probably only lets me do like 15 minutes right now. I might try 20 minutes. I don't know how long these videos can be right now, because this new channel I built is it's new, right? So I guess there's like a lot of questions as to again, like kind of like where do I want to go with this, and like what do I want to do or say? I feel like, again, as a character, there's going to have to be, like, stuff happening and, like, some kind of a plot and narratives and hooks. I need to make more characters to put into the world, too. And, like, obviously, I would like to have player characters, right? But I gotta start somewhere. I gotta be humble and just starting from scratch, right? But I'm also not against using the ideas of other stuff that exists, too. Because at least it gives me inspiration. Like, so like one world that I really like a lot is I like Fallout. So it could at least have some kind of inspiration from Fallout. There's like Wasteland. There's also like a bunch of other it could be like post-apocalyptic. They also could just be like kind of like a little bit gritty, I don't want to say like a little bit dark, but like a little bit like kind of like a rough, practical world where it's like, there's like a kind of maybe like a fallen world, or it's just a hard society, right? They have to work and they're scavenging, and they have to go out and they have to like, they're all like going out looking for loot, and they're all fighting stuff, and they're always trying to like survive and endure. And I like the idea of building a world where there's a lot of different ideas. Like there are different ideas of what the character can do during stories and quests. Is like, trying to go out and just try to survive. Also trying to find a purpose for one's life before you. Because like a world filled with so much death, you got to have some kind of a purpose for your reasoning. Yeah, like there's so much stuff that could be done. But I mean, I don't know how interesting and how much fun and how entertaining it could be either. But I mean, I want to build a story. I probably should do the same type of thing I did with my first world, where I build a villain. Because I mean, there's a lot of things that I think are necessary that make. I mean, like if I'm gonna write a story, it needs to like have a plot. It needs to have conflict, like a narrative, like a hero, a villain, some kind of like a push in the story. And it should be like some kind of I should have, at least for like, I can keep it like separate campaigns within the world, probably like a beginning, a middle, and an end, right? Or at least have something structured that I can just be like if I complete this, then like it's quote unquote good enough for right now. So I gotta work on some more stuff. Now, obviously, I don't want to just feed a bunch of stuff to AI, and just be like, do it all for me. But it is nice to brainstorm. Okay. Help me brainstorm some ideas for other characters in the world. Let's just see what it comes up with. I mean, I don't have to like or agree with everything. It's just like sometimes it's really hard to start. So Evelyn Rourke, the Lantern. A medic, former hospice nurse turned field surgeon. Definitely a cool idea, right? And there's Jonah Vale, the Warden's Shadow. Role, former brother in arms to Sebastian, now a mercenary leader for hire. Some of these are definitely they're interesting, right? Sister Miriam Ellen, the Keeper of Ashes. Role, wandering preacher, carries fragments of the Book of Renewal. A text that speaks of the vault in prophetic terms. Riker Dune, the Rustborn. Role, scavenger, tech runner, and hacker of pre-fall systems. Alara Neven, the cartographer of dust. Role, explorer and map maker, obsessed with recording what's left of the world before it vanishes completely. Some different ideas. The Prophet of Iron. Nara and the Children of the Vault. The Archivist. Captain Redden. So here's just like a hypothetical potential group of people. Yeah. Let's see here. Like different things, they represent different ideas. Like this one's like there's faith, there's reasoning, there's sacrifice, there's compassion, there's control, and there's memory. I definitely like some of these ideas, because like some of these things, it's like there's different reasons for why characters exist and what their role is. Like sometimes it's like you have a necessity, you need supplies. And like Ghost of Tsushima, and they had the story. I can't remember the character's name off the top of my head, but he's a really cool dude. Obviously, small spoilers. I won't try to give too big of spoilers here, but like he was like looking for food for his team of people, and it caused him to do terrible acts of evil just to try to survive. And he ended up becoming like a rival and almost like a villain towards I can't even think of his name. I didn't plan this. Talking about like, what's his name? Well, the main character from Ghost of Tsushima. I can't remember his name. Jin Sake. So that guy ended up, it was like Riku or Ryu, I think, and he ended up causing like becoming a villain towards him because of a necessity. I don't know how much longer I can make this video. I'll probably make another video. But thanks for watching like this little video here. I appreciate it. God is good.